Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you and to our esteemed guests over here this afternoon. 10 years ago, my daughter was in the fourth standard and she was having difficulties coping. And I knew a jump to the fifth standard was going to be very, very difficult for her. So I started searching for a school. And since our admission processes begin in December, I started searching for the school right from December. I visited from December to April, I visited 43 schools in Pune, 43 schools, to see which would be compatible, which would she would be able to work with. Nothing seemed to be working. So then schools closed down for the summer vacation. So I said, okay, let's see in June what happens. In the meantime, I pulled her out of school, not knowing what's going to happen in June. At the blink of an eye, June came. Schools reopened. And my daughter wanted to be back in school. And yes, for me, I had panicked mentally too, that I wanted a school for my daughter. But I thought maybe I would have to homeschool her because I couldn't find something which she would fit in. So the search went on. From the fourth standard to the 10th standard, I changed 5 schools for her. She went through 5 schools. Reason being, I didn't want to see my child being beaten up in school. I didn't want her being bullied in school. She went through bullying. She was thrown out of classes and locked out by her peers, which was very traumatic. So yes, maybe you can call me a fussy parent, but yes, I wouldn't want this to happen to my child. So searching for a school is a very traumatic experience for all special needs parents. Every special needs parents, all they want is the child to be happy and a conducive learning environment. That's all we want. Nothing more to ask for. Just that our child is happy and can learn something in a happy environment. That's all we want. So yes, 10 years hence, why I have invited our speakers this morning, Medha ma'am, Manjushri ma'am, Varsha ma'am, and Mr. Manish here, because right through my journey of searching for schools, I found these schools have a heart and a soul, which is most important for every special child. If your heart is in the right place, it works wonders. That's all the child needs. And yes, this is my personal experience. That's why you are here today. So thank you all for being with me this afternoon. We will start first with Medha ma'am, Vidya Jyoti. A little about Medha ma'am. Vidya Jyoti Special School was established on 1st July 87 by parents of children with special needs. Dr. Purnima Pandit, Rita Makhija, and K.N. Baldota, with the help of eminent psychologists Medha Dhawale and Bindu Patni, and educational masterminds Mrs. Freni Tarapur and Meena Chandavarkar. The school deals with children whose IQ is between 70 and 90, that is slow learners, children with epilepsy, ADD, ADHD, and CP. The children have lots of behavioral issues, lack communication skills, and many insecurities. Vidya Jyoti works mainly with children in academics, developing their reading, writing, and numeric skills. The main aim is to help the children clear their 10th grade through NIOS board. They work with children both in English and Marathi medium. The strength of the school is 140 students with 24 classrooms, computer lab, library, 2 multi-purpose halls, playroom, and 2 vocational training workshops. They also hold vocational training for those young adults above 14 years of age who have problems like severe epilepsy, psychosis, schizophrenia, etc. We teach them to make handmade paper items like bags, folders, envelopes, notepads, etc. We are proud to say that their past students are now happy and responsible students. Medha ma'am, she is the principal of Vidya Jyoti with honors in economics, political science, psychology. She joined Vidya Jyoti in June 94 and was given the responsibility of principal in June 2004. She has been the principal for 16 years. She also teaches the 10th grade and plans to hold vocational training. Over to you, Medha ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Karbari. As you have mentioned, we had severe problems with this online training strategy because, as you know, our children have a lot of trauma in their life. They come from normal schools where they have been treated badly because they look normal and people expect a lot of performance from them. But they are, as you know very well, all of you, 2 years behind their normal schedule, normal physical chronological age. So you have to support them in a lot of activities and then they blossom. Now, one of my kids is doing so much eco farming and dairy and everything. One is on TV9. He is an LD child and he is a photojournalist and earning very well and doing very well. So they can do it, but that tricky period of say from age 7 to 17, you have to be their backbone. You have to give them support without mollycoddling them. So going online suddenly because of this lockdown was a huge problem for us. March and April, we thought that this will go away. So we managed with say WhatsApp. When came to June and there was no, you couldn't see any light, you couldn't start anything. Then we had to rethink the whole thing because mainly our staff is also not very young because we all of us work like a social worker. Another thing is our children, as I said, have ADHD, autism, Asperger's, epilepsy. They are very hyper. Then they have these problems of hand-eye coordination, partially vision because of being CP or epilepsy drugs, partial hearing. They are not there for mute or blind, but they have all these motor development issues. So holding them together online, that was a major problem for us. All of the teachers also had a problem because right now also I'm using my smartphone. We don't use much laptops or PCs. We have a big computer lab in school, which we use. But at home, there is not many facilities even for teachers. Range is a big problem because when you go online, you have need good connectivity, which is difficult to come by. And English medium children, they at least have some kind of a good device at home. But in Marathi medium, they stay in low economic areas. They don't have much facilities. Even the talk time is quite difficult for them to buy. So on the whole, we faced a lot of difficulties initially. We thought, I mean, before we got into it, we thought this is impossible. It's like climbing Everest. I don't think we'll ever be able to do it. Then we went for training. First thing we did was the teachers did an online training program for this online training. That was a very good program by Socrates, and we did it. We at least got our initial fear of handling the devices. But another problem rose because see, we were taught Microsoft educational systems, making channels for subjects and so many things. And all this can be done, PowerPoint presentation on your smartphone. There's no problem. But still, linking the kids in this gets very difficult because of the device they have at home. So what we did was English medium went through the Microsoft program. They're still doing it and they're holding classrooms through that program on Zoom. And we started in Marathi medium using Google Meet. Google Meet was very advantageous because Parents find it very convenient to link to Google Meet, and we can do whatever presentations, whiteboard, everything on even Google Meet, and that is easier because there are no channels, nothing. Each subject is the Blackboard and the PowerPoint presentation or videos or whatever links you want. So this is how we started, and we're very worried about the fact that how children will respond and parents will respond, because another thing is it becomes a big responsibility for the parents when you're giving your device in the hands of a child who doesn't understand all the things. You don't want, children to go off track or have problem with eyes and other things. But parents were very cooperative. Only request that you keep the time short, because we won't have so much talk time and free time for with us to cater to the child. So we accepted. We made a timetable which fits into 2 or 3 hours, and slowly we first started with language, maths, and EVS, and then we added history, geography, Hindi. Made a timetable which goes on. In English medium, they are teaching word processing also, because they do that subject for the 10th. So theory has to be done. In Marathi, only thing we had to stop with this strategy is vocational training, because in vocational training, we just don't give simple training. We create a lot of beautiful products, a lot of handmade products. We have a huge range, which is appreciated by corporates, socialites, everywhere, and we get a lot of orders. But especially academic students who are learning disabled have very good design capacity. So we try to develop that. But the problem is you cannot provide material at home and control the conditions, hygiene and etc. because they live in such places that where it is not safe for them. They don't want to take the responsibility. So unfortunately, we had to close down on our vocational training during this online program. So the only thing we are doing is vocational group, that is the young adults who are around 30ish. They are making things at home. The teachers hold the, rather remain connected with them, appreciate, and they are doing their work at home. But that is the only thing. Other children cannot unfortunately do this thing. They may do something at home. Those who have facilities can do baking, cooking, whatever they want to. But as a production unit, we had to stop with this online training. And another thing is we lost a lot of exhibitions and stuff because nothing is going to happen this year. Anyway, but with teaching, we had a very good experience. In fact, we found that we were worried about ADHD children not paying any attention to the teacher. We were worried about autistic children not holding, how to hold their attention. But we found out that because of the smartphones maybe, and it was a new device in their hands which they had to themselves, they felt proud of it. So the portion gets over very fast. The children are being very, I would say, conscientious and sincere about the whole thing. They want to learn new things, go ahead. One thing is they don't have anything else to do, because these slow learners have a very much difficult time. They cannot read or enjoy like other people. You have to explain things to them because they lack in imagination also. So, but they are enjoying this. They're doing it. They want to go ahead. They're struggling, but they're doing a lot of things. So even I found that my 10th pro kids also were working very hard at home. They wanted to finish off because, see, for lack of nothing else to do, they wanted to concentrate on these studies and get ahead at least. They could understand that much, that they can use this time to make a progress. And because we hold a classroom on either Zoom or Google, children get to see each other at least. They meet, they interact, which they enjoy, because these children lack a peer group. The peer group is the strength for any normal child or any child, and which they have. We deliberately encourage peer groups which are existent even after they pass out, which is their strength. But right now they don't get to meet each other. They don't get to play with each other. They don't have this access to playroom where a lot of games and puzzles and things. And see, they don't see all this at home, and they normally enjoy sharing these things with each other. And all that had to stop. There were word processing. No one has computers at home except for most of the English medium children. So that had to stop. So I know that we lack certain things, but at the same time, they are doing a lot. I'm happy that we were jumped into this, because I myself was very skeptical about this, that how will teachers hold the attention of that child was my major issue. In class, ADHD child is doing something else, you can, we have very small special classrooms, you can get the child near you, or you go there and something can be done or get him involved. I was all the time worried how they will involve, but they are doing it. Parents have managed it. Those who had children had some problems with eyesight and things. They are connected to their TV and shown them the work so that it is in a big blow up rather than the smartphone. Or uh, there are children who didn't have smartphones, but the neighbors have lent theirs for that short period of 2 hours or whatever. So children are doing very well. Another problem with this online training was that if the school was running, teachers had to be paid their small remuneration. We don't pay huge salaries, but whatever we pay, that had to be given, because you can't stop running a school, cleaning staff, that they have to be paid. So what to do about it? We requested vocational staff and those who are not teaching to take leave without pay. They accepted because they couldn't get involved in this. But those who were working had to be given some remuneration. So we decided that we'll not take normal fees, but we'll take some fees. But even in Corona, that was so much difficult for parents. I located 34 kids whose parents had lost their jobs or businesses or something. Those who were in a condition to pay. This is besides the sponsor kids who already don't have much income. So so many kids without money meant a lot of problem. But we decided not to ask for fees or push them. Those who can pay, we requested that you please pay. We explained the situation. Those who cannot pay, ठीक है. And I'm sure my parents are so nice that they will, once they get the money, they will never keep the money from us. But we had what to do with this also. That was another problem of online teaching, because it involves a lot of trouble for teachers also, like your internet time, whatever XYZ, so many things you need. So what we did was we created a small fund for Corona affected children, not for sponsorships. Sponsorships we had. There are children who are individually sponsored for their educational programs till they pass their 10th. After our home visit and knowing that the parents have a huge problem, that is another matter. But we started a program for those children who were affected by Corona, and we got donations, small, big donations. Someone paid 500, someone paid 5,000. Our vice principal Anjali Kothari was in US because her daughter had a child. So the daughter raised a GoFundMe fund in US, and with small donations, we had quite a bit of money, which covered fees of all the children. And anyway, even if the fees are a little less, we are not going to worry about it, because we feel that for no reason education can be stopped. As it is, the children, a special parent can't stop their medication, because if they do that, it is the huge risk of life also. So that cannot be stopped. And when school is running, we even sponsor medication. Right now, we are not needed to do it, but otherwise, anytime we have it, we sponsor medication. So we are doing our best, and we have resolved this problem. And I think this online strategy is working very well, because rather than taking the risk of infections, it's for staff and for children, because even if you're asked to sanitize the school and sanitize that our cleaners are very good. We are very proud of our bathrooms and washrooms because we have 12 washrooms and they're all spick and span all the time. But you cannot sanitize them in this mode, or cannot sanitize the ground floor where the children play or eat. So it's going to be difficult to start normal school at least till June, at least till corona vaccine is in place and people are vaccinated. So we are very happy with this online strategy, which has worked with the slow learners, and the kids are doing quite well. So as a strategy, I don't know whether I explained what we are doing, because what we are doing is using Google Meet and all the standard paraphernalia which is available on internet, or Zoom and the connecting Microsoft data. But I think it is working well, because especially as we are in academics, we have a huge responsibility towards keeping them in touch with their material. Otherwise, once that they have a shortfall in memory. So once they lose touch, they will go back to zero. Then their reading, writing skills, as I said, have a shortfall, which has to be kept in practice all the time. Comprehension levels, you have to trying to improve, put in certain kind of remedial this thing, because they have to go for the 10th, and there no one can help them out, because just mugging the answers will never help them. If the question changes slightly, they have to figure it out for themselves. Those learning disabled who have writers who cannot read or write, even though they have intelligence, they are solely dependent on the teacher to read out to them, to make them think. And in school, because most of the parents are illiterate, the teachers are writers for these children when they practice papers, or parents are, other parents are. So keeping all this in place online, I think we have managed quite well, because we had the exams in October, and we are not so sure of that also. Okay, how will it happen? Whether parents will get into it and help them, and we'll never know. But no, we did it in a different manner online. We released the paper just at the given time, like 11, the way normal schools are, normal times exams we do. And then the answers told by the children were written down by the teacher one by one. We had given each child a slot. And so the answers were correct. So we found out that there was no one at the back helping them or prompting them, and the children are doing quite well. So we are extremely happy about the whole thing, that it is working.
So nice to hear,
So
ma'am. That is so nice to
I
hear.
think I'll stop on that note.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was very nice. We have next Mrs. Varsha Kodave. She has been working at PMC School for Special Children at Shivaji Nagar, Gavtan, Pune for the last 10 years. She has done her diploma in special education, mentally challenged. About PMC School. PMC School started in 2009. It's the first school for special children by the PMC. The students come from different areas in Pune and around Pune. The students are mostly from poor families and face problems. The school does not charge the students any fees. Everyone is free. They offer the students the Samaj Kalyan Scholarship, SSA help charges, uniform and other school items, as well as transport. They provide facilities like special education, physiotherapy, ball therapy, counseling for the children. During festivals like Diwali, they make decorative diyas, lanterns, etc. and sell them. Before I ask Ms. Varsha to speak, I'd like to share one experience that I had with PMC school. Last year, I did a little programs now and then I do for their children, for the little ones. And I was able to interact with some of the old grandmothers who had brought their little children to school. There was this old grandmother who had a child with CP, cerebral palsy, and she had traveled by 3 buses from Shivapur. She comes all the way to school by 3 buses to Corporation. With this child, she has to physically carry on her back. She had her sari tied up like a haversack, and the child was behind. And the child was an 8-year-old, not a small child. And she was such a little lady for herself. And she does that all the time. She carries the little child to school every time she comes to school. It's amazing. It is the grit of the grandparents. And there was another lady, another grandmother also, who had a child, autistic child, 6-year-old, traveling from Hadapsar to Corporation, changing 2 or 3 buses in between, with this autistic child who could not sit in one place, 6-year-old. And the child was all over the place. So you can imagine how she looks after this child to and fro every single day to school. It's amazing. It's amazing. So that the parents can go to work. So she takes the child up and down. Another thing I would like to share is this parent mentioned that transport fees that is given to the children, for the children to come to and for paid by the PMC. Transport fee sometimes is used in the house to put a meal on the table by the mother. Transport fees is used sometimes by the parents to buy medication for the child. The child cannot come to school. Transportation fees sometimes is used by fathers who are alcoholics. And in this condition, the school still goes on and educates the child or helps the family. So hats off to the school, hats off to Varsha ma'am in handling them. And all I can say is her heart is in the right place. So yes, Varsha ma'am, over to you. Sorry. Could you please unmute yourself?
Yeah. Hello. Hello everyone. I am Varsha Kale, Varsha Khodwe. I am working in PMC school still 10 years. I am doing special diploma in for a special student. So I am comfortable talk in Marathi or Hindi. आमची शाळा जी आहे ती पुणे महानगरपालिकेची ही एकमेव शाळा आहे जी स्पेशल मुलांसाठी चालवली जाते. आणि ह्या शाळेचं वैशिष्ट्य असं की मध्ये पूर्ण पुणे शहरातील संपूर्ण भागातील विद्यार्थी येतात तिथे. म्हणजे हडपसर, कोथरूड, सुतारवाडी, कात्रज या सगळ्या एरियामधले मुलं इथे येतात. आणि या शाळेमध्ये कुठल्याही प्रकारची फी घेतलेली जात नाही. आणि अदर ज्या फॅसिलिटी ज्या आहेत पीएमसी स्कूलमध्ये जे फॅसिलिटी दिल्या जातात म्हणजे बूट, सॉक्स, युनिफॉर्म या सगळ्या गोष्टी या शाळेमध्ये पुरवल्या जातात. फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट पुरवल्या जातात. आणि इतर स्कूलमध्ये किंवा बाकीच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये जे हायपर मुलं आहेत, जे खूप सिव्हिअर आहेत, अशा मुलांना ऍडमिशन दिलं जात नाही. पण आमच्या शाळेमध्ये सगळ्या मुलांना ऍडमिशन झालं. आमच्याकडे सीपी, डाऊन सिंड्रोम, ऑटिस्टिक, मल्टिपल डिसॅबिलिटी अशा सगळ्या प्रकारच्या मुलांना ऍडमिशन दिलं जातं. आणि त्यांना फी घेतली जात नाही. उलट त्यांना येण्यासाठी प्रवास भत्ता दिला जातो. समाज कल्याणची स्कॉलरशिप दिली जाते. त्यानंतर एसएसए कडनं जे हेल्पर चार्जेस असतात ते दिले जातात. फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट पीएमसीचा बसचा पास दिला जातो. या सगळ्या फॅसिलिटी या शाळेमध्ये दिल्या जातात. आता या शाळेमध्ये आमची पटसंख्या जवळपास 17 आहे आणि मोस्टली पेरेंट्स जे आहेत ते इथे घेऊन येतात. कारण ट्रान्सपोर्टची व्यवस्था नसल्यामुळे मोस्ट ऑफ पेरेंट्स मुलांना घेऊन येतात आणि ते दिवसभर शाळेमध्ये बसतात. कारण जास्तीत जास्त आई पालक ज्या आहेत त्या इथे येतात आणि आई पालक म्हणजे त्या इथे येणार, मुलांना सोडणार, मग घरी जाणार. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. त्यामुळे त्या तिथेच थांबतात. त्यामुळे त्या पालकांचा पण सहभाग आमच्यासाठी महत्वाचा असतो आणि पालकांचा पण खूप छान सहभाग आम्ही घेतो मुलांना. आणि आम्ही आता जेव्हापासून कोरोना सुरू झालेला आहे, तर कोरोनामध्ये म्हणजे खूप खूप प्रॉब्लेम्स येतात. जास्त मोस्टली पालकांना प्रॉब्लेम्स येतात. कारण अदर दिवस विद्यार्थी 5 तास शाळेमध्ये असतो. त्यांना आम्ही स्पेशल एज्युकेशन देतो. जे आपले जे स्किल असतात, सोशल स्किल, मग फाईन मोटर स्किल, ग्रॉस मोटर स्किल, हे जे एज्युकेशन असतं, स्पेशल एज्युकेशन, ते आम्ही मुलांना देतो. परंतु आता मुलं ज्यावेळेस घरी असतात, त्यावेळी मग हे सगळं पालकांना करावं लागतं. म्हणजे आम्हाला म्हणजे मला शिक्षकांना जसं विद्यार्थ्यांना ट्रेनिंग द्यावं लागतं ना, तर ते कोरोनामुळे आता आम्हाला पालकांना पण ट्रेनिंग द्यावं लागतंय, की तुम्ही मुलांना कसं शिकवाल. म्हणजे जर आम्ही हा अभ्यास द्यायचा मुलांना ठरवलेला आहे. हा टॉपिक घेतलाय आणि तो आम्हाला मुलांना द्यायचा आहे. तर मुलांना शिकवायचा आहे. तर आम्ही प्रत्यक्ष मुलांपर्यंत नाही पोहोचू शकत. त्यामुळे आम्हाला आधी पालकांना सांगावं लागतं, की तुम्ही हा अभ्यास आहे आज, तर तुम्ही असं-असं त्यांच्याकडनं करून घ्या. फॉर एक्झाम्पल जर आम्ही कृतीतनं एखादं सॉन्ग वगैरे मुलांना शिकवायचं आहे, तर मग पालकांनी आम्ही जसं म्हणून दाखवतोय, तसं पालकांनी विद्यार्थ्यांना म्हणून दाखवणं अपेक्षित असतं आणि मग पालकांनी ती कृती मुलांना शिकवायची. आर्ट क्राफ्टचं जरी सांगायचं म्हटलं, तर शाळेमध्ये सगळं साहित्य उपलब्ध असतं. परंतु आता आमच्याकडे जे पालक येतात ते स्लम एरियातनं, बरेचसे पालक स्लम एरियातून येतात आणि मग त्यांच्याकडे तेवढं साहित्य अवेलेबल नसतं आणि आता कोरोनाच्या पार्श्वभूमीमुळे तर खूप खूप पालकांच्या नोकऱ्या गेलेल्या आहेत. त्यांचे आर्थिक प्रॉब्लेम ऑलरेडी त्यांना आर्थिक प्रॉब्लेम होते आणि कोरोनामुळे तर आता जास्तच आर्थिक प्रॉब्लेम चालू झालेत. तर ते विकत घेण्याची पण काही पालकांची कॅपॅसिटी नाहीये. तरीही ह्या सगळ्यावरती हे करून आम्ही ऑनलाईनचं चालू केलं. सुरुवात आम्ही WhatsAppवरती केली, की WhatsApp ग्रुप करून त्यामध्ये व्हिडिओ शूट करून मग पालकांना पाठवणं ते आणि पालकांनी ती कृती करून घेणं. पण त्यामध्ये सगळ्यात मोठा प्रॉब्लेम असा आहे, की 100% पालकांकडे Android मोबाईल नाहीयेत. त्यातले आता 2-3 पालक असे आहेत, की त्यांच्याकडे मोबाईलच नाहीये. आणि त्यानंतर काही पालकांकडे मोबाईल आहे, पण काही पालक अ, तेवढं मुलांना शिकवण्यासाठी किंवा Android मोबाईल चालू करण्यासाठी, त्यातलं कळून घेण्यासाठी कॅपेबल नाहीयेत. मग अशा अशा पालकांना आम्हाला त्यांचे जे भाऊ असतील, बहीण असतील, शेजारी असतील, यांच्याशी कम्युनिकेशन करून आम्हाला त्यांना ते सगळं शिकवावं लागतंय. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट प्रत्येक मुलांची बौद्धिक क्षमता वेगवेगळी असते. त्यामुळे त्यांचा जो अभ्यासक्रम आम्ही शाळेमध्ये हे करतो, त्यामध्ये आम्ही पाठ करतो, की बौद्धिक क्षमतेनुसार त्यांना अभ्यासक्रम ठरवला जातो. मग आता हे खूप डिफिकल्ट आहे, की प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्यांना प्रत्येकाच्या बौद्धिक क्षमतेनुसार अभ्यास जो आपण WhatsAppवरती व्हिडिओद्वारे पाठवतो, तो पाठवणं हे खूप अवघड जातंय. त्यानंतर आपण जे ऑनलाईन जे घेतोय आपण, त्यामध्ये सगळ्यात मोठा जे चॅलेंज आहे ना, की हे मुलं एका ठिकाणी स्थिर राहत नाही. स्थिर न राहिल्यामुळे जे मुलं शाळेमध्ये असताना एका ठिकाणी 10 ते 15 मिनिटापेक्षा जास्त स्थिर राहू शकत नाहीत, ते मोबाईल पुढे किंवा कॉम्प्युटर पुढे जास्तीत जास्त स्थिर कसे राहणार? हे खूप महत्वाचं आहे. तर ह्या मुलांना स्थिर करण्यासाठी आम्हाला पालकांना वेगवेगळे मेडिटेशन ह्या गोष्टी शिकवाव्या लागतात, की ज्यामुळे निदान मूल ते 10 ते 15 मिनिटं एका ठिकाणी स्थिर राहू शकते. त्यानंतर भाषेचा पण खूप प्रॉब्लेम येतोय. कारण काही आमच्याकडे मुस्लिम, हिंदू, इतर सगळ्या जातीचे विद्यार्थी येतात. मग जे मोस्टली मुस्लिम किंवा UP, बिहारचे पण आहेत काही पालक. तर त्यांना मराठी लँग्वेज वाचायला अडचण येते. तर मग आम्ही WhatsAppवरती जे व्हिडिओज किंवा ते आम्ही मराठीमध्ये हे करतो. तर त्या पालकांना आम्हाला वेगळे व्हिडिओ आणि वेगळे टेक्स्ट करून सांगावं लागतं, की म्हणजे हिंदीमध्ये किंवा इंग्लिशमध्ये आम्हाला ते ट्रान्सलेट करून सांगावं लागतं. त्यामुळं आमचं काम डबल होऊन जातं. त्यानंतर ऑनलाईन पालक प्रत्येक वेळी अवेलेबल नसतातच ना. म्हणजे जे काही पालक आहेत, जे नोकरी करतात, जॉब करतात, छोटं-मोठं काम करतात. त्या पालकांना विद्यार्थ्यांकडनं तो अभ्यास करून घेणं, हे पण खूप मोठं चॅलेंज आहे. कारण प्रत्येक पालक तेवढा वेळ विद्यार्थ्यांना देऊ शकेलच असं नाही किंवा आपण जर Zoom मीटिंग किंवा Google फॉर्म मीटिंग जर घ्यायची असेल, तर तो विद्यार्थी तिथं त्या समोर पाहिजे. पण तो विद्यार्थ्याचे जर पालकच घरी नसतील, तर मग आपण त्यांना कसं हे करणार? त्यामुळे मग आम्ही WhatsAppचाच पर्याय यूज करतो, की WhatsAppवर ते व्हिडिओ पाठवणे आणि त्यामध्ये वेगवेगळ्या कृती मुलांकडनं करून घेण्याच्या ज्या सूचना आहेत आणि प्रत्यक्ष व्हिडिओ की त्या कृती कशी करायच्यात, त्या आम्ही मुलांना पाठवतो आणि पालकांना असं सांगतो, की ज्यावेळी त्यांना वेळ असेल, ज्यावेळी ते त्यांचं काम करून फ्री होतात, त्यावेळी त्या ॲक्टिव्हिटी मुलांकडनं करून घ्यायच्या आणि त्या ॲक्टिव्हिटीचं म्हणजे गृहपाठ वही, वर्गपाठ वही असं करून त्या ॲक्टिव्हिटी प्रत्यक्ष मुलांकडनं करून घ्यायच्या आणि त्याचं जे साहित्य आहे ते तुम्ही जमा करून ठेवायचं आणि ज्यावेळेस शाळेमध्ये आमच्याकडे आता तांदूळ वगैरे दिले जातात मुलांना MDM मध्ये शालेय मिड डे मील म्हणून असतं त्या. तर त्यांना तांदूळ ते दिले जातात त्यावेळेस मग ते शाळेमध्ये येऊन ते सबमिट करतात. तर अशा प्रकारचे आता सध्या आमचं ऑनलाईनचं चालू आहे. जास्तीत जास्त पालकांचा सहभाग घेऊन आम्ही या सगळ्या गोष्टी करून घेतोय. अ, आता बरेच विद्यार्थी आहेत, की ज्यांचे भाऊ-बहीण जे नॉर्मल शाळेमध्ये असतात आणि ते नॉर्मल स्टुडंट कसे ऑनलाईन अभ्यास करतायत. तर मग आम्हाला पण असा अभ्यास हवाय आणि हे जे आमचं WhatsAppचं चालू आहे, ऑनलाईनचं चालू आहे, त्यामुळं विद्यार्थी पण खुश आहेत. फक्त एवढंच, की प्रत्यक्ष शाळेमध्ये येऊन जो अनुभव घेता येतो मुलांना प्रत्यक्ष, तो तिथे घरी बसून अनुभव घेता येत नाहीये. आणि जे शाळेमध्ये आमचं जे होत होतं, की दिवाळी म्हणजे मोस्टली आम्ही व्होकेशनल ट्रेनिंगमध्ये दिवाळीचं आम्ही गिफ्ट करून घ्यायचो मुलांकडनं म्हणजे आकाशकंदील बनवणे, पणत्या बनवणे, या सगळ्या गोष्टी आम्ही करून घ्यायचो. तो जो उत्साह असतो सगळ्यांमध्ये मिळून बसून करणे, तो उत्साह घरी राहत नाही मुलांना. म्हणजे 4 मुलांमध्ये बसून आपण ज्यावेळेस कुठलीही ॲक्टिव्हिटी करतो, ग्रुपमध्ये ज्यावेळेस कुठलीही ॲक्टिव्हिटी करतो आपण, त्यावेळी मुलांना खूप उत्साह असतो. मग घरी असा एकट्याने करायचं, आईची मदत घेऊन करायचं, तो उत्साह राहत नाही. त्यामुळे सगळ्यांनी यावेळेस आमची दिवाळी प्रदर्शन जे आहे खूप मिस केलेलं आहे. सगळ्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी, मी पण आणि सगळ्यांनी ते खूप मिस केलेलं आहे. आणि आता यापुढेही आम्ही ज्या ज्या पालकांना आमच्याकडे 2 ते 3 असे पालक आहेत ज्यांच्याकडे Android मोबाईल नाहीये. तर आम्ही असं शेड्यूल केलेलं आहे म्हणजे आता या 2 आठवड्यापासून आम्ही वर्क पण करतोय त्यावरती, की मी स्वतः प्रत्यक्ष सॅटर्डेला त्या मुलांच्या घरी जाऊन जो आठवड्याभराचा काय अभ्यास असेल, काय असेल, तर मी त्यांच्याकडनं ती प्रत्यक्ष कृती करून घेते त्यांच्या घरी जाऊन. ऑफकोर्स सोशल डिस्टन्स आणि कोरोनाचे जे नियम आहेत, मास्क वगैरे सगळ्यांचा विचार करून मी प्रत्यक्ष घरी जाऊन मुलांना शिकवते. कारण ज्या मुलांना कॅपेबल नाहीये, त्या प्रत्येक मुलांना अभ्यासापासून वंचित नाही ठेवलं पाहिजे. त्यामुळं मग आम्ही प्रत्यक्ष मी तिथे जाऊन पालकांना घेऊन मुलांना शिकवण्याचा प्रयत्न करते. आता त्यानंतर आपल्याकडे जे मुलांकडनं स्वावलंबन कौशल्य, सेल्फ हेल्प स्किल आपण मुलांना जास्तीत जास्त शिकवतो. त्यामध्ये पण आम्ही मुलांकडनं घरच्या सगळ्या ॲक्टिव्हिटी ज्या आपण शाळेमध्ये पण शिकवतो, त्या ॲक्टिव्हिटी आपण मुलांना घरी कशा करता येईल त्या संदर्भात आपण त्यांना सूचना देऊन त्या सगळ्या गोष्टी करून घेतो. परंतु प्रॉब्लेम असाच की प्रत्येक पालक तेवढा रिस्पॉन्स देत नाही. हे शिक्षण म्हणजे आता हे जे कोरोनाचं WhatsApp शिक्षण आहे किंवा ऑनलाईन शिक्षण आहे, हे पूर्णपणे ना पेरेंट्स वरती डिपेंड झालेलं आहे.
Thank you. Thank
येस.
you, Varsha ma'am. Thank you so much. Uh, Mr. Manish?
Yes.
Yes. We have ZEP Remedial Learning Center. This project is run by the Pune Cantonment Board. It is an initiative to bring the children with learning disabilities into the mainstream. All the 9 schools which belong to Pune Cantonment Board have children mostly from the economically backward class. The ratio of learning disability children is 10 to 15%. The remediation process in private institutes is very costly, which is not affordable to the parents of these children. The main purpose of ZEP, finding out the difficulties of the students who are not able to learn in mainstream. Every child has their special needs, so to fulfill that need and make them learn, give them proper environment to grow, find out their strong points and give them an opportunity to grow with others, give them their identity in the society. through proper diagnosis of the problem, give them proper remediation, not to label them as per their disability, but recognize their abilities. The facilities provided by Pune Cantonment Board are free of cost. Psychological assessment, therapeutic treatment as per the child's need, fully equipped classroom, play area, art rooms, and transport, weekly medical checkups and medication, remedial education, e-learning, and computer-based learning. They have an children inclusion procedure through informal assessments, formal assessments, pre-remediation assessments, individual education plans, and actual remediation and therapeutic interventions. Activities in ZEP, life skills activities, awareness programs, vocational training. And achievements, they have an appreciation award by the PDE Southern Command on Defense Estate Day 2013, Raksha Mantri National Award by Ministry of Defense, Government of India 2015, Appreciation Award by PDDE Southern Command 2017, and 2018, Appreciation and Recognition for Contribution Towards Exceptional People by Heart Foundation, Navi Bombay 2019. Today we have here with us Mr. Manish Kandagale, who is a coordinator of ZEP. He is an Diploma in Early Childhood Special Education, courses in psychology, mental health, understanding autism, learning disability, intellectual disabilities. With a total of 24 years experience, Mr. Manish has worked for 16 years in mainstream education and 8 years in special education. He has also represented Pune Cantonment Board Remedial Learning Center in 3 international conferences on learning disability, arranged awareness programs for parents and teachers about disabilities among children, orientation programs for teachers in different schools, ration kit for needy parents for the children with special needs during the lockdown period due to COVID-19, online COVID awareness sessions for parents in lockdown period. Over to you, Mr. Manish.
थैंक यू। हम हिंदी में मैं आपके साथ बात करना चाहूँगा। जैसे कि हम देखते हैं कि आज का जो टॉपिक है चैलेंजेस एंड स्ट्रैटेजीज, जैसे कि हम देखते हैं कि हर एक क्षेत्र में हर एक जो भी काम हम करते हैं उसमें चैलेंजेस होते ही है और उसके अनुसार स्ट्रैटेजी बन जाती है। जैसे कि अभी जो परिचय आपने सुना होगा कि जिसमें जो फोकस हमारा था शुरू में, अगर हम देखेंगे कि शुरू में पुणे कैंटोनमेंट बोर्ड का ये फोकस था कि हमारे एरिया में, पुणे कैंटोनमेंट एरिया में स्पेशल स्कूल जो शुरू करने के बारे में बताया गया था। ये सारी अभी जैसे पीएमसी के मैडम ने अभी बताया कि पीएमसी का एक स्कूल वहाँ चल रहा है, वैसे कैंटोनमेंट में भी ये सारे कैंटोनमेंट में 62 कैंटोनमेंट ऑल ओवर इंडिया है, तो स्पेशल नीड चिल्ड्रन के लिए सेंटर शुरू करने के बारे में बताया गया था। शुरू में ये था कि कैंटोनमेंट में सिर्फ मेन स्ट्रीम के 9 स्कूल है और उसमें ऐसी कोई भी एक्टिविटी नहीं हुई थी, क्योंकि बच्चे तो स्कूल में आते थे, पढ़ते थे और निकल जाते थे, लेकिन उसमें से कुछ बच्चे ऐसे भी थे कि जिनको पढ़ाई में कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता था और उनको अलग लेवल लगाकर उनको ना ही वो जीवन में ना ही कोई ऐसा बदलाव होता था। जब ये विचार सामने आया कि स्पेशल चिल्ड्रन के लिए शुरू कर देंगे, लेकिन पहले फिर हमने फोकस ये कर दिया, हमारे जो अधिकारी थे उन्होंने पहले ये किया था कि स्कूल में जो बच्चे हैं वो पढ़ते क्यों नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे बच्चे पढ़ते नहीं है, इसका मतलब बच्चे पढ़ने के लिए तो आते हैं लेकिन पढ़ते क्यों नहीं। तो उसके बारे में जब विचार हो गया तो पहले एक बात आ गई कि लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी के बारे में इतना अवेयरनेस तो उस वक्त भी नहीं था, शुरू करने के वक्त हमारे स्कूलों में इसके बारे में ज्यादा जानकारी भी नहीं थी। और जब हमारे वरिष्ठ अधिकारी उनको भी बताया गया कि लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी ये कोई होता है, ऐसा न्यूरोबायोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर है जिसके बारे में, तो इनको ये सारी बातें समझाने के लिए भी बहुत समय लगा था कि ऐसा कोई होता है कि बच्चों के साथ जिसकी वजह से वो पढ़ाई क्यों नहीं कर रहे, तो उसके लिए फिर कुछ तो करना चाहिए। इसलिए शुरू में जैसे कि आपने अभी सुना होगा कि लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी पर फोकस किया था। फिर हमने उसके लिए स्ट्रैटेजी बनाई कि हमारे 9 स्कूल पर पहले फोकस किया। 9 स्कूल पर हम जब फोकस कर रहे थे, तो स्कूल में भी हमारे जो बच्चे हैं वो ऐसे बैकग्राउंड से कि जहाँ उनकी सिचुएशन बहुत ही खराब है। जो बच्चे पढ़ता नहीं तो फिर उनके उपाय क्या है, माँ-बाप के ये एक ही है, मेरे साथ काम करने के लिए जो मैं मज़दूरी करता हूँ, मेरे साथ काम करेगा, नहीं तो फिर रिक्शा है हमारी, वो रिक्शा चलाएगा, कुछ तो करेगा। ये इसके सिवा दूसरा कोई विचार उनके मन में नहीं था। और नहीं तो पढ़ेगा नहीं तो फिर क्या? उनको तो सिर्फ रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी का सबसे बड़ा वो चिंता उनके पास थी। लेकिन ये पढ़ाई-लिखाई के बारे में अगर उनको बताने जाएँगे कि ऐसा कुछ है उनके जीवन में, जो डिसेबिलिटी जिसको लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी कहते हैं, अध्ययन अक्षमता कहते हैं, उसके बारे में समझाने के लिए भी फिर हमने क्या किया कि स्कूलों में पहले जाकर पहले टीचर्स को बताया। टीचर्स को बताया कि ये सारी समस्या होती है। तो सबसे पहला हमारा चैलेंज वो हो गया कि सारे टीचर्स जो मेन स्ट्रीम में हैं, उनको समझाने में बहुत दिक्कत आ गई, बहुत दिक्कत आ गई। उनको ये भी हज़म नहीं हो रहा था कि ऐसा भी कुछ होता है। नहीं, बच्चे बच्चे होते हैं, एक तो अच्छा पढ़ने वाला उसको हम क्लेवर कहते हैं या बहुत ही होशियार कहते हैं, और दूसरे बच्चे जो डफर होते हैं, उनको तो कुछ वो तो ऐसे ही पढ़ेंगे ही नहीं, तो उनके बारे में बहुत सारी कंप्लेन उनके पास होती। लेकिन हमने उनको समझाया, ये समझाने की कोशिश की कि वो पढ़ने के लिए आए हैं, और उनको अगर समझकर अगर उनके लिए अगर हम कुछ करेंगे नहीं, तो फिर वो ऐसे ही इस जीवन के प्रवाह से बाहर निकल जा सकते हैं, और जो भी आज तक नुकसान हो गया है, उसको हम नहीं भर सकते। इसलिए उसके लिए फिर टीचर्स का ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम शुरू कर दिए। टीचर्स को पहले पढ़ाया, जो मेन स्ट्रीम में थे, उनको पहले सिखाया। उस वक़्त हमारे साथ पुणे कैंटोनमेंट बोर्ड ने एक एनजीओ के साथ एग्रीमेंट किया था, 2 साल के लिए उनको हमारे साथ जोड़ दिया था, पुणे कैंटोनमेंट बोर्ड के साथ, माधवी कपूर फाउंडेशन। तो माधवी कपूर फाउंडेशन के जो एक्सपर्ट्स थे, उनके साथ मिलकर ये स्ट्रैटेजी हमने बनाई, और उसके साथ फिर हमने आगे बढ़कर ये सारे टीचर्स के ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम हमने पहले किए। फिर स्कूल में जो बच्चे थे, उनको जो लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी के जो भी सिम्पटम्स वगैरह जो थे, उसके लिए फिर हमने उनकी टेस्ट वगैरह शुरू कर दी। टेस्ट करने के बाद फिर उनको जेब में लाना शुरू कर दिया। तो पहले शुरुआत जो चैलेंजेस जो होते हैं, जैसे शुरू में एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, जैसे हमारे पास फैसिलिटी कौन-सी है, उसके अनुसार हमको उनको क्या देना है, वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट था। उसके अनुसार हमने उनके लिए वैसे फैसिलिटी देना शुरू कर दिया। शुरू के कुछ दिनों तक हमने लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी पर फोकस किया, लेकिन ये भी बात बहुत ज़रूरी थी कि स्टूडेंट्स को जब हम देख रहे थे, तो लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी के अलावा एडीएचडी, ऑटिज्म, ये भी सारी समस्या लेकर बच्चे स्कूल में आते थे, लेकिन उनको समझने के लिए टीचर भी कैपेबल नहीं थे मेन स्ट्रीम में। तो फिर हमने थोड़ा स्ट्रैटेजी बदलना शुरू कर दिया कि चलो धीरे-धीरे हम उन बच्चों पर भी फोकस करेंगे जो ऑटिस्टिक है, फिर जिनको एडीएचडी का प्रॉब्लम है, फिर उन पर हमने ध्यान देना शुरू कर दिया, और उनकी समस्या के अनुसार फिर फैसिलिटीज देना शुरू कर दिया। पुणे कैंटोनमेंट बोर्ड ने इतनी सारी मीन्स अच्छी तरह से ये सारी सुविधा उपलब्ध कराने की कोशिश की है, ताकि किसी भी बच्चे को इन बातों के लिए किसी भी प्रकार का खर्चा ना हो। क्योंकि पहले केएम हॉस्पिटल के जो भी चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट सेंटर है, वहाँ उनके सहायता से हमने उनके टेस्टिंग वगैरह करवाए। सारे स्कूल के बच्चे, हमारे सारे स्कूल के बच्चे अर्ली जो भी है, पहली दूसरी की कक्षा में जो बच्चे हैं, तो दूसरी की कक्षा के जो बच्चे हैं, उनका टेस्टिंग करवाने के लिए उन्होंने बताया, केएम हॉस्पिटल के जो भी एक्सपर्ट्स थे। फिर उनके साथ टाई अप किया, उनको लाकर फिर वो टेस्टिंग करवाई। तब तक हमारे पास स्टाफ जो था, वो सिर्फ स्पेशल एजुकेटर वहाँ थे, एक्सपर्ट्स जो हमने बाहर से लाकर उनका टेस्टिंग वगैरह करा, उनके रिपोर्ट बनवाए। तो वहाँ उस प्रकार से वो शुरुआत हो गई। बाद में फिर पेरेंट्स का कंसेंट लेते वक़्त भी चैलेंजेस शुरू हो गए कि पेरेंट्स तो मान नहीं रहे थे। पेरेंट्स बोल रहे थे कि ऐसा कुछ होता है, ये भी हम नहीं, और वो भी चैलेंजेस सब लोग फेस करते हैं, हम ही नहीं, सब लोगों को फेस करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि स्पेशल चिल्ड्रन, उनके बारे में एक्सेप्टेंस वगैरह ये सारी बातें बहुत मायने रखती है, क्योंकि वो अगर एक्सेप्ट करेंगे तभी हम काम कर सकते हैं। अगर पेरेंट्स एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते तो फिर हमारा कितना भी हम स्ट्रैटेजी बनाए, कितनी भी कार्य प्रणाली में, क्योंकि यहाँ ये स्ट्रैटेजी शब्द का अर्थ भी ये है कि रणनीति बोलते हैं। रणनीति इसका मतलब कोई तो युद्ध भूमि पर जाता है तो रणनीति बनाता है, लेकिन ये चैलेंजेस ऐसे है कि जो हमें दिखाई ऐसे आमने-सामने दिखाई नहीं देते, लेकिन उसके सारे उनके विचारों के साथ हमें ये करना पड़ता है। वो चैलेंजेस स्वीकार करने पड़ते हैं कि वो क्या विचार करेंगे, उनको कैसे ये करना है। बच्चों को तो लेबलिंग नहीं करना है किसी भी प्रकार से, लेकिन वो सबसे पहले जरूरी था, पेरेंट्स को समझाना। फिर पेरेंट्स के लिए हमने कुछ वर्कशॉप वगैरह रखे जो स्कूल के पेरेंट्स है मेन स्ट्रीम में, उनके पास जाकर हमने बताया कि ऐसे ऐसे आपके बच्चों के सिम्टम्स है, उनके बारे में ऐसे ऐसे डायग्नोस हो गया है, आपको क्या आप कैसे सहायता करेंगे। पेरेंट्स ने सहायता करने के बारे में कुछ लोगों ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से सपोर्ट किया, लेकिन कुछ लोग उसमें हिचकिचाहट कर रहे थे, लेकिन धीरे धीरे वो भी संभल कर सामने आ गए। अभी जैसे जैसे समस्या आगे बढ़ रही, ये सारी बातें हैं, जैसे हर एक स्कूल में वैसे प्रॉब्लम होते हैं, लेकिन अभी ये जो चल रहा है, 8 साल हो गए हमारे यहाँ सेंटर को। तो 8 साल में बहुत सारी डिसेबिलिटीज जो हमने देखा, ऑटिस्टिक है, इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटीज वहाँ है, और हम देखते हैं कि बच्चे हर एक प्रकार के वहाँ आते हैं। अभी सीपी बच्चे भी हैं, और उनको भी हमने एडमिट करना शुरू कर दिया, क्योंकि ये बच्चे हमारे स्कूलों में है। लेकिन पहले तो फिर स्कूलों पर फोकस करते थे, लेकिन बाहर के बच्चे भी, जब उन्होंने देखा कि यहाँ के बच्चों में कुछ सुधार आ रहा है, बहुत सारी फैसिलिटीज वहाँ मिल रही है, और वहाँ थेरेपीज वगैरह हमारे पास है, ऑक्यूपेशनल थेरेपी, स्पीच थेरेपी वगैरह सब कुछ। तो फिर उसके लिए हम अभी जैसे ये काम चल रहा था, और नए बच्चों को हमने शामिल करवाना शुरू कर दिया। अब ये शुरू हो गया 2-3 साल पहले की, जो अलग-अलग डिसेबिलिटी को हमने इंक्लूड करना शुरू कर दिया। फिर उनके लिए फैसिलिटीज भी दे दिया, थेरेपिस्ट वहाँ आने लगे, वो सब कुछ। उसके बाद अभी इस साल का जो चैलेंज है सबसे बड़ा, और जैसे कि आपने जो बताया कि न्यू जो चैलेंजेस हमारे सामने आ गए, वो कोविड का ही है, सबके सामने वो आया है। जैसे कि हम देखते हैं कि बच्चों को ये सारी फैसिलिटीज अब घर पे देना, ये बहुत ही बड़ा चैलेंज था। और यहाँ सब आपको मैं एक बताना चाहूँगा कि जब ये शुरू ऑनलाइन के बारे में विचार करना शुरू हो गया, तो सब लोग प्रश्न चिन्ह सबके मन पर था, हमारी ओर देखते थे। सब लोग ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आप स्पेशल चिल्ड्रन के लिए कैसे कर सकते? सब लोग हम पर ऐसे मीन्स ऐसे प्रश्न चिन्ह, ये कैसे करेंगे? इनके पास तो अभी मीन्स जैसे आमने-सामने जब बच्चे आते थे, स्कूल में आते थे, ठीक है। ऑनलाइन के लिए मेन स्ट्रीम के बच्चों को प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, तो इनके बच्चों को कैसे पढ़ाएँगे? ये सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन, और हमारी ओर ऐसे देखते थे जैसे आशंका से कि ये कैसे करेंगे ये लोग? इनको, और क्या आपके बच्चे पढ़ेंगे? क्या आपके बच्चों को, जैसे कि हमारे बच्चों को ये फैसिलिटी देनी ही नहीं चाहिए, ऐसा भी कुछ एक रवैया मुझे दिखाई दे रहा था। लेकिन मैंने उनको बताया कि इसके लिए हम पूरी तरह से तैयार हो जाएँगे, क्योंकि जैसे चैलेंज आता है, तैसे ही कार्यनीति बन जाती है। चैलेंज नहीं आएगा तो फिर कोई भी कार्यनीति नहीं बना सकता। फिर इसके लिए हमने प्रेज़ेंटेशन किया हमारे अथॉरिटीज़ के सामने, बताया कि इस प्रकार से हम प्लानिंग करके वहाँ जाने वाले हैं। जैसे कि प्लानिंग्स हमने की है, जैसे एनवायरनमेंट तो हम स्कूल के जैसे नहीं बना सकते घर में। घर में हर एक का घर, जैसे कि फैसिलिटी स्लम्स के बच्चे हैं, उनके घर में वो एनवायरनमेंट नहीं बनता है, जैसे कि आज स्कूलों में हम फैसिलिटी दे सकते हैं। वो सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज था कि घर में बच्चों को कैसे कॉन्संट्रेट कराना है, कैसे कैमरे के सामने लाना है। सबसे पहला चैलेंज है कि कैमरे के सामने उनको लेकर आना, एक स्क्रीन के सामने लेकर आना है। तो स्क्रीन का तो बहुत बड़ा आकर्षण है बच्चों को। लेकिन वो स्क्रीन पर क्या चाहते हैं, क्या देखना चाहते हैं, वो बाकी सारे यूट्यूब के जो गाने वगैरह, ये जो भी बड़े देखते हैं, वो छोटे भी देखते हैं। उनको वहाँ इंटरेस्ट, और बच्चे, मेरा बच्चा मोबाइल पर ये करता है, तो वो अच्छी एक प्लस पॉइंट था हमारे लिए कि बच्चा स्क्रीन तक के पास तो आता है, लेकिन वहाँ वो टिकना चाहिए। वहाँ वो हमारे सबसे पहले हमारे टीचर के साथ मैंने बात की, और मैंने बोला कि आपका बच्चा आपके स्क्रीन के सामने आने के लिए आपको स्ट्रैटेजी बनानी सबसे पहले, कि आपके आने का वो इंतज़ार करे नेक्स्ट डे। वो आपको आपका इंतज़ार करे, जैसे आपके साथ लगाव उनका वहाँ यहाँ होता है, वैसे वहाँ स्क्रीन के, क्योंकि क्या होता है कि जैसे घर में होता है, तो घर में बाकी सारे डिस्ट्रैक्शन है, बाकी सारे आकर्षण है। घर में टीवी भी है, हर एक के घर में टीवी है, उसका भी आकर्षण, क्योंकि जब बच्चा यहाँ कैमरे के सामने बैठता है, तो वहाँ किसी कोई टीवी चालू कर देता है, या कोई बाहर खेलने के लिए बुलाता है, वो सारी बातें। वो जैसे स्कूल में वैसे नहीं हो सकता, वैसे वहाँ हो रहा है। लेकिन मैंने बोला कि ये सबको छोड़कर वो आपके सामने कैसे आए? क्योंकि ये बच्चा, एक तो सबसे पहली बात है कि उनको आपकी ओर, या आपकी जो रोज़ की जो भी स्ट्रैटेजी है, उनको पढ़ाना है, उनको जो भी देना है, एक्टिविटीज़ है, उसकी ओर आकर्षित करना सबसे पहला ये है। जैसे कि कैमरे के सामने के लाने के लिए शायद वो उसका, जैसे एडीएचडी का बच्चा है, एक जगह पर स्थिर नहीं रहता, तो उसके लिए हमने ऐसा किया कि उनको एक्टिविटी से शुरू, हम हमेशा एक्टिविटी से शुरू करते हैं। जैसे कि एक उदाहरण मैं बताना चाहूँगा, बच्चा अगर सामने नहीं आ रहा है, तो फिर वही टीचर जो है वो उनको क्या बता रही है कि आपके घर में एक वस्तु, जो वस्तु किसी भी वस्तु का नाम लेते हैं उसको आप हमारे सामने लेकर आओ, तो बच्चा क्या करता है, भागकर वो लेकर वो टीचर को, क्योंकि वो कैमरे के सामने वो कोई तो उसको पुकार रहा है, वो लेकर आता है, दिखाया, उसने दिखाया, फिर उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा गपशप शुरू कर दिया, फिर उसका ध्यान वहां से फिर पढ़ाई पर लेकर आए। तो ऐसे स्ट्रेटेजी बनाते बनाते उनको कैमरे तक लाना शुरू कर दिया, और फिर धीरे धीरे वो सारी, लेकिन अभी जो बच्चे हमारे 119 बच्चे हमारे पास है, उसमें से 77 बच्चे ही, मीन्स 77% बच्चे ही हमारे कैमरे के सामने आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि बाकी के चैलेंजेस क्या है, उनके पास फोन नहीं है, वो सारी बातें। जैसे कि अभी मैम ने बताया कि वो जाकर उनको काम वगैरह उनके घर में जाकर उनको दे देते हैं, उनकी एक्टिविटी लेते हैं। हमने भी वैसे ही सोचा था, हमारे अथॉरिटीज ने भी बताया था, तो वैसे हमने क्या किया है कि पेरेंट्स के साथ बात करके पेरेंट्स की मदद हमने लेनी चाहिए। तो जिस पेरेंट्स के पास स्मार्टफ़ोन है और जिनके पास अच्छी तरह से कुछ फैसिलिटीज़ है, वो क्या कर सके, दूसरों के साथ शेयर करें। इसलिए फिर वो एरिया में कौन लोग रहते हैं, तो फिर उनका ग्रुप बनाए। फिर हमारे ऐसे हर एक क्लास में 2-3 पेरेंट्स का हमने क्या कर दिया, सपोर्ट ग्रुप बनाया कि वो सपोर्ट करेंगे दूसरे को, जो बच्चे जिनके पास ये फैसिलिटी उपलब्ध नहीं है। दूसरी बात है, ये भी किया कि वो अपना मोबाइल फ़ोन वहाँ लेकर जाते हैं, और वो फिर उस बच्चों के साथ बैठकर, वो जब तक उनका क्लास बड़े ज़्यादा देर तक नहीं टिक सकते बच्चे, हम देखते हैं कि आधे घंटे तक हम उनको ये करते हैं, पेरेंट भी सहायता करते हैं, क्योंकि उनकी बच्चे की जो समस्या है, वो दूसरे की समस्या हल करने के लिए मदद करे, ये हमने अपील की, और पेरेंट्स ने बहुत अच्छे तरह से सपोर्ट किया। पेरेंट्स उनके घर जाकर क्या करते हैं, अपना मोबाइल शेयर करते हैं, अपना टाइम उनके साथ शेयर करके ये करते हैं। दूसरी बात है, वही पेरेंट्स के लिए उन्हीं ग्रुप में क्या करते हैं हम, जो बच्चे ऑनलाइन भी आना नहीं चाहते हैं, जो बच्चे उस वक़्त भी उपलब्ध नहीं होते हैं, तो उनके लिए फिर एक्टिविटी पेजेस या जो भी एक्टिविटी जो भी बनाई है टीचर्स ने, वो सब उनको व्हाट्सएप पर भेजकर, उनको वो वीडियो वगैरह बनाकर क्या करते हैं, वो सारी प्रिंट आउट्स वगैरह जेब में हम रखते हैं, जो हमारे टीचर्स भेजते हैं व्हाट्सएप पर, उसको फिर हम प्रिंट आउट करते हैं, वो पेरेंट्स के लिए रखते हैं, फिर उनको देते हैं, और वो वीडियोज़ वगैरह जो होते हैं, वो डायरेक्ट उनके मोबाइल पर जाते हैं, फिर वो बच्चों को दिखाते हैं। जैसे शॉर्ट डेमो वीडियो होता है, जैसे थेरेपी के लिए भी चैलेंजेस थे, थेरेपी कैसे करवाएँगे? तो थेरेपी के डेमो वीडियो, फिजियोथेरेपी के डेमो वीडियो बनाए। इक्विपमेंट्स के बारे में अभी वहाँ बहुत चैलेंज था। इक्विपमेंट्स क्या होना, उनके पास तो घर में नहीं है कुछ। तो ऐसे इक्विपमेंट्स इस्तेमाल करके उनको थेरेपी देना शुरू करते हैं, जो घर में उपलब्ध है। तो उसके लिए फिर क्या कर दिया कि जो हमारे थेरेपिस्ट है, उन्होंने वो डेमो वीडियो बनाए, जो उनके घर में जो बच्चे हैं, उनके साथ बैठकर। फिर वो डेमो बनाकर फिर वो पेरेंट्स को भेज दिया, ताकि वो बच्चों को दिखाकर वो थेरेपी करवा सकें। तो अलग-अलग इस प्रकार की स्ट्रैटेजीज़ बनती गई, और ये हर एक जो प्रॉब्लम है उस पर क्या हो गया, एक अच्छी तरह से हमें मौका मिला कि उसको वो अच्छी तरह से इस्तेमाल करें। दूसरा एक है कि जैसे अभी मैम ने बताया था, विद्या ज्योति के जो मैडम है, उन्होंने बताया था कि फीस वगैरह बहुत सारे लोग अफोर्ड नहीं करते। हमारे यहाँ तो फ्री में है, तो भी वो बड़ा चैलेंज है हमारे पास। फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट दिया तो भी पेरेंट्स को वो भी हज़म नहीं होता कि हमें फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट मिल रहा है, तो उसको वो बहुत बड़ी तकलीफ होती है कि उनको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट मिलता है, तो भी बहुत सारे लोग उसका अपने जीवन में इस्तेमाल या उसको वो मौका प्राप्त नहीं करना चाहते। इसलिए उनको ये करना पेरेंट्स के लिए, फिर हम हर महीने में एक दिन पेरेंट्स के लिए वर्कशॉप, हमारे काउंसलर को कहा है कि वो क्या करते हैं, उनको वर्कशॉप लेते हैं, उनके काउंसलर के लिए एक्टिविटी लेते हैं, ताकि वो पेरेंट्स ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एनकरेज हो जाए कि वो अपने बच्चों को ऑनलाइन में लेकर आएँ। तो जब तक ये अभी ये सिचुएशन है, तब तक इन सारी बातों पर जैसे-जैसे समस्या आएगी, तैसे-तैसे स्ट्रैटेजी बनती जाएगी। स्ट्रैटेजी जैसे एक दिन में ही सारी स्ट्रैटेजी हम नहीं बना सकते। एक दिन में सारा पूरा प्लानिंग नहीं बना सकते। हाँ, जैसे समस्या, जैसे कोरोना के समय प्रोटोकॉल बदलते गया। जैसे-जैसे कोरोना का स्वरूप बदलते गया, प्रोटोकॉल बदलते गए, नियम बदलते गए। वैसे हमारे भी बच्चों के साथ जैसे-जैसे समस्या आती है, वैसे-वैसे हमारी प्रणाली बन जाती है, और उसके अनुसार फिर काम आगे बढ़ता है। और आज का जो बहुत ही मैं बड़ी सेंटर के लिए बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि ये स्ट्रैटेजीज़ आपने सबके सामने लाए, एक-दूसरे के साथ मेल-मिलाप करवाया, और एक-दूसरे के द्वारा सीखने का बहुत बड़ा मौका दिया। और ये आपको मैं बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि ये हमारे लिए भी बहुत ही फ़ायदेमंद होगा कि इन्होंने ऐसा किया तो हम भी ऐसा कर सकते हैं। एक-दूसरे के साथ बाँटना बहुत ज़रूरी है ये सारी बातें, और मैं ये विनती भी करना चाहूँगा, ये स्ट्रैटेजी हम एक-दूसरे के साथ आज नहीं, लेकिन इसके बाद भी बाँटते रहे बड़ी सेंटर के द्वारा। और मैडम, मैं आपको बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद दूँगा कि आपने ये मौका हमें दिया है, क्योंकि चैलेंजेस तो रोज़ नए-नए आएँगे, लेकिन ये चैलेंजेस अकेला जब ये करता है ना, फेस करता है, तो थोड़ा सा कठिन जाता है, लेकिन एक साथ आकर अगर फेस करें, क्योंकि ये समस्या हमारी सबकी एक जैसी है, तो इस समस्या पर हम एक साथ होकर अगर काम करेंगे ना, इन बच्चों के लिए बहुत ही आसानी से उनकी सारी समस्या को हल करने के लिए हम काम कर सकते हैं। बहुत ये बच्चे सबके लिए एक जैसे ही है और सबके सामने वही समस्या खड़ी है, तो हम एक साथ आगे बढ़कर ये करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपकी इस आज की जो प्रोग्राम के लिए, बहुत धन्यवाद। और सबको धन्यवाद जिन्होंने अपनी जो भी स्ट्रैटेजी शेयर की है और अच्छी तरह से हमें भी एनकरेज किया है। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We have next Ms. Manjushri Patil. She is the founder and director of Atman Academy, a customized learning and specialized instruction inclusive program for children with learning disabilities and difficulties and differences. Atman Academy, which is now in its 10th academic year, has been listed for 3 consecutive years as one of the top 10 best schools in India and top 5 best schools in Maharashtra and Mumbai in the special needs category by the Education World magazine. Ranked as the best school for learners in special needs in Thane for 3 consecutive years by the Education World magazine, Atman Academy was shortlisted for the Business World EMPI Indian Innovation Awards. The school project was among the final 20 selected innovative initiatives from all over the country. I willed it, I'll build it, a customized learning inclusive program. Mrs. Patil is an experienced teacher, a teacher educator, a training facilitator, remedial therapist, and special educator for students with learning disabilities since 1991. She specializes in diagnostic work followed by holistic therapy and counseling. She has completed 30 years in the field of education. Having completed her DEd, Diploma in Education, she has received a BEd degree in Special Education from SNDT University and completed I'll Build It, I'll Build It. She has also done her MEd, Masters in Education. Ms. Patil is also the India Country Director of Samanta India, which is the first global education initiative on social emotional learning endorsed by the UN Human Rights Office that is introducing social and emotional learning as a mandatory curriculum in the early years program. Ms. Patil is the former principal of a Cambridge International School in Thane. She has a certified master trainer for Intel and Discovery. In May-June 2017, she was awarded the Americans and with Disability Act Anniversary Fellowship of Inclusive Education sponsored by the US Department of State, Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. Ms. Patil has got 15 awards in the last 3 years for her contribution in the educational field. Yes, and she got a Nightingale voice. Yes, you're going to share it with us sometime. Miss Manjushri has been blessed with a Nightingale voice, which she is an Indian classical vocalist since the age of 4 years. She has completed Sangeet Vishar, a bachelor's degree. Yeah, sorry. A bachelor's degree in music. She's a performing artist. Showcased her talent on air, television, in educational films and cassettes. Live concerts for prestigious organizations in India, overseas. Has recorded CDs with motivational and inspirational songs written for youth. Composed by award-winning psychiatrist and director of Institute of Psychological Health, Thane, Dr. Anand Nadkarni. Please tell me, where do you have the time for all of it? You have you have done training programs for 60,000 people and plus 4,000 educational institutes plus. and you sing. My day has 24 hours. How many hours does your day have?
Same number of hours, Karen. Nothing different. I think I'm just living the adage of I've willed it, I'll build it. So I guess where there's a will, there's a way, and I will definitely not take the credit for it. I would just necessarily like to put on record that God has been kind. I've had opportunities. All I've done is I've grabbed them. I've been at the right place at the right time. Somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. And maybe that youth or childhood may not be this janam, maybe pichle janam ka kuch hoga, but whatever it is, I'm very blessed, and I thank God for this opportunities that I get. So yeah, I do what I do, and thank you very much, Medha and Varsha and Manish. Thank you so much for the lovely sharing. Very, very interesting, and I see there's a strong connect with all three of you. I'm the only not Pune person, but me Punechi. I am Pune person, so I have moved to Thane and made it my karma bhumi the last 22 years. But हाडामासाची पुण्याची पुणेरी नाही पण पुण्याची, and I'm from Ferguson and all of that. So very strong connect with each one because Medha, because of the Vidya Jyoti connect, I have been connected with Vidya Jyoti very long back. Manish, I must tell you, I am what I am today because of Madhvi Kapoor. I am her baby completely. I had worked with her in SPM school from 1990, and then I worked with Madhvi in Rewachan Bhojwani, and then I moved to Mumbai. And म्हणून माझं त्यांचं connect, I was very much in connect with her till she sadly passed away. And of course, Varsha, yes, Pune Municipal Corporation Schools, very much my thing, where I have lived in the city. So thank you, Karen. And of course, by the way, I must tell all of you and all the viewers who are watching this that Karen and me share the connect of being classmates in school together in St. Anne's. So that's the Pune connect, strong Karen connect and strong Pune connect. So Karen, I think our three speakers have spoken so beautifully and kind of given everything in terms of a summary, and I absolutely second every word of what Manish also said, that strategies don't evolve at one go. They're very organic, and as we go along, जैसे जैसे obstacles, hurdles, challenges आते रहते हैं, वैसे वैसे हमें innovate करना पड़ता है. We have to keep creating new things. So I totally agree with that, and I think at Atman we are in the same predicament. So what I will probably just do, and then I think I'd like to make it more of a question and answer and interactive session, is just quickly do a run up of what Atman actually is and why Atman happened. So to go back, I have been associated with Dr. Anand Nadkarni, who's also like a guru to me. He has taught me so much, just as much as I consider Madhvi Kapoor as a guru. And I worked with him. I understood the nuances of working in a therapeutic setup, but I realized that मी हाडा मासाची टीचर आहे. माझं क्षेत्र म्हणजे शाळा. I'm most comfortable in a school. So I did a lot of school stints, and my last stint was that of being a principal of an international school, an IGCSE school. But ते करत असताना मला जास्त जाणवायला लागलं की this is not where I belong. I belong to special needs. I belong to children who have challenges, because my training was in that. My work for the last 20 years was in that. So 10 years ago, when I'd already done about 20 years of work in special needs and special education, I realized that it was time to be the change I wanted to see, because I had kids coming to me doing therapy, and they were not really getting what they needed. So I said, let me just start a setup. So it's a school, but it's an alternative school. And we started with no children, and then 3 children. And on the 16th of June, we had 3 children. And then one thing led to another. Today, with God's grace, we've had of standard who have completed standard 10 through the through SSC board, through the open certification. That's form 17 ज्याला आपण म्हणतो. And all my children are doing very well outside. म्हणजे माझी पहिली batch ची मुलं have started, doing their own businesses and all of that. And So I would like to say that Atman Academy by itself is a new strategy in education. I'm not going to talk about today and tomorrow, because today and tomorrow will finish. This will go, and we have to believe it will go, because it will. And we will be back to new innovations because of this, new learnings because of this. But this is not going to be our status quo forever. And I pray to God it won't, because it has its limitations. You know, school is school. Kids are crying on the net, man, school shuru karo na, आप school कब शुरू करोगे? And we are like, सबर करो, अभी कुछ नहीं कर सकते मैम, शुरू करो ना, हम थोड़े दिन के लिए आते हैं, हम थोड़े घंटों के लिए आते हैं. So it is difficult for them. So what I'm coming to say is that if you want me to really talk about strategy, Atman Academy by itself was a new strategy when I started, and it continues to be, because basically this school started with the intention of catering to children who have learning needs, which were not getting fulfilled in mainstream schools. And I absolutely respect all the mainstream schools that I work with, but it is not that it's not that they don't try, but the children have needs that are different. So what I really did was, I started up so that these children would get a voice, these children would get a face, and these children who come to me would feel valued with and without their challenges. So one of the things that I've stopped in school is using the word remediation, because I feel they need to be remedied. Remedy whom? Who needs to be remedied for whom? They don't need any remediation. They need one-on-one support, whatever they need. But typically, like the MDA tagline, teach them. I mean, you have to change that. You don't have to change them. You have to change that. That reason why we started working on customized learning, individualized learning. And after my 1 year, after my stint during the US fellowship, a lot changed inside of my head. And then I came to this understanding that we should stop calling our schools as special schools, because there's nobody who's special in this world. Nobody is special. Everybody is unique. When I say special, it means tumi tikade and me ikade. That makes it special. But there's no special. Special means either are special, or oh special. It's neither of the two. You are unique. You are where you are. You are one designer piece created by God. I am one designer piece created by God. मेरे जैसा दूसरा कोई है ही नहीं. आपके जैसा दूसरा कोई है ही नहीं. We are all unique people. मग special कशाला आलं? कोण special? So that paradigm shift only I completely made. Then the other thing I did was, I stopped saying that we are different. I stopped saying that people are different from each other. Different and special are two words we will compare. So then what I started doing was, in 3 years, I've changed the entire paradigm. I'm saying, okay, we are unique and we are diverse. We are unique and we are diverse. Diversity means all of us have our own look. Diverse, आप चार यहाँ मेरे सामने हो, मैं एक हूँ, कितने डाइवर्स हैं, अपने फेसेस ही देखो कितने डाइवर्स हैं, तो अंदर तो और भी डाइवर्स हैं हम, अपना थॉट प्रोसेस और सब कुछ. सो और ये कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने I presented this concept for the first time in my TEDx talk. I did a TEDx talk in April 19. I'm sorry, all of, and I have actually presented this. In fact, I have also presented a poem which I would love to read at the end of my conversation with you. And that's when I started calling the school an inclusive school. Why? Because I feel if there is a CP, if there's a child with on the spectrum, if there's a child who's ID, a child who has learning disabilities, these are all diverse people. Where diverse people come together to follow one goal, and they interact with each other. They have a common sense of community with each other. Bas, ho gaya inclusive. वो भी तो जगह inclusive ही हो गई ना. So that is the reason why now I insist that even special needs schools start calling themselves inclusive. And for this, I want to specifically put here on record that a lot of people ask me, oh, आपका inclusive school है, मतलब आपके पास normal बच्चे भी हैं. So then I say, why do normal children have to be in my school for my school to be called inclusive? ये कौन सी सोच हो गई? please introspect this thought a little deeper, because I feel it is a little high-handed in that sense कि जिन लोगों को disabilities नहीं है, वो अगर disability के बच्चों के साथ पढ़ते हैं, तभी उस स्कूल को inclusive school कहा जा सकता है. ये सोच मैंने पूरी तरह बदलनी है. I have decided that that is one thing that I'm championing now. And when there are diverse people coming together in a classroom and they're learning together, they're enjoying together, they're having dabba together, they're playing games together, they are learning together, bus, that space becomes an inclusive place. That's exactly what inclusion is about. आज corporate sector में उसी के बारे में बोला जा रहा है. So ये एक नई strategy है और इसको लेके और इसी सोच पे पिछले 3 सालों से, और this is the 4th year at Atman Academy, through Atman Academy for Research and Training, we have been conducting a very, very unique course on inclusive education. Course that's using, I don't know, but very, very sure the course content and the course flow is something that one doesn't get to see at courses that are being done. We do not teach about, we do not teach SD, and we don't teach that we are teaching that. That becomes one of the components, but we are talking about diversities. We are about moving from IEP to becoming an IEP, which means moving from individualized educational plans, which is not bad, which is not wrong. I'm not saying that that shouldn't be done. But again, the moment we are saying individualized, we are not making it inclusive. So move from there to creating more people who are inclusive education practitioners, IEP. So we have a lot of people who apply for this course, and we've been blessed that the Tata Trusts has found out about our course and they have supported us last year as well as this year. They give a fellowship. So I will definitely suggest to Varsha as well as Medha and to Manish that next year, if there are any people who you'd like to recommend for the course, it's a great idea. Even Karen, you can do it. They can apply for the course and definitely hope to get through, because it's a process. Tata Trusts does selection processes, and this course has been attended. Now this year we have people from Orissa, we have people from Madhya Pradesh, we have somebody who's in Dubai. People are attending it from all over the world, and they are learning how to become inclusive education practitioners. Because I think now we are more, and with the new IP, we are seeing more and more reasons to actually be able to improve those skills in the classroom. Because there is a child who has cerebral palsy in your class, but you kind of do a shoulder shrug and say, I don't know what to do with this child. So that I don't know has to get converted into, okay, I know I can do something. I can do something. So that is the intention with which this course is being run. That's another new strategy. And as regards school, the entire intention has always been for that what you, Karen, that is the one, should I say, core belief on which, or the core intention I started this school. I want to see my children happy. I want to see them happy. Yes. And that happiness comes with all of us making them happy by giving them the space that they can be respected, they can be valued, and they can feel good about themselves. It sounds very simple, but it's a big deal. So it's never about why are you like this? It's about you are like this. Let me see what I can do to make you the best version of yourself, to help you become, not even make you, that sounds very arrogant, to make you, makes it less though I am responsible for it. But to help you, support you become that, that's what I do. So in our school, we don't have teachers. Yeah, that sounds a little shocking. We don't have teachers, but we have people who are learning facilitators. They facilitate children's learning, because in our school, we say that teaching is not the most important thing. Learning is the most important thing. So we have these fun things. I'd love to have all of you go into our website and check what we do. We are a crazy school. We are fun. And we don't have bells in school. We only have music. We have an on-campus therapy dog. He's our dog, but he's a trained therapy dog. He's always there for children, and that's the motivation. Teachers also give children, okay, you've done your work, chalo, go for some time. So they run down, come and sit in my office, and then they're like petting Rio, chatting with Rio, that is there. We have something called mindfulness education as a regular me time. We call it me time. So mindfulness education is a regular program in school, and it's going on even in online. And the fun things is we've done 15th August online. We are now going to do a sports day online. Ask us how we're going to do it. We are all geared up to do something really funny and fun. And we're also going to do 26 Jan online. So yeah, nothing stops us. We don't call these problems. So that's what we keep telling our parents. There will be no complaints in our school. And you can ask any parent. When they join me, I tell them, look, there are no complaints in our school. There'll be feedback. आपको क्या लगता है, आप मुझे बताओ, मुझे क्या लगता है आपको मैं बताती हूँ, मैं आपसे सीखूं कि आप मुझसे सीखोगे, क्योंकि मुझे भी सब कुछ आता नहीं है. आपके बच्चे का मैनुअल मेरे पास नहीं है, तो आपके बच्चे को कैसे डील करना है, मैं भी तो सीख ही रही हूँ, मैं भी गलतियां करूंगी, मैं आई एम नॉट लाइक बन चुकी नहीं हूँ मैं. सो ये टोन जो रहता है ना, कहीं भी नेगेटिव सोच नहीं आती कि ये प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, ये डिफिकल्टीज हैं. हाँ, चैलेंजेस हैं. चैलेंजेस को सम आउट करने के लिए क्रिएटिव टीम है, साथ में मिलके बैठेंगे. No mountain too high and no ocean too deep. That's Atman. So I'd love to have any questions, and I'd love to read to you a poem that that I've written. There are actually two things that I'd like to actually. One of them I'd really like to read to you, which is a poem that I'd written long back, because I believe that children, many a times they're asking, the other children in the class. So when all of you are experiencing it as well, let me read this quick poem, because this one will really, hold with all, especially with you, Karen, because you talked about your journey. This poem is called To Them. I know what they know, but my knowing doesn't show. I feel what they feel, but unnoticed my feelings go. I grow the way they grow, yet my growing is ignored easily. But I don't learn the way they do, and that they point out quickly. Filling my report cards with a bunch of A's is hard. I wish they'd give me a chance so I could show them the way I dance. I only wish they'd understand. I really do know what they know, but it's just that my way of showing it has a very different glow. I'm proud to be me, but they make me feel differently. I'm happy to be the way I am. I may not do things perfectly, but I know, grow, think, and feel like them quite clearly. It's just that when I read, recall, recite, and write, I do it clumsily. They may laugh at me because I'm different, but I won't laugh at them, though they are all the same. To each his own is what I've learned. We each get our share of fun, fret, and fame. I'm in their midst. I'm really there. I do wish they'd dare to care. When they don't, I shout out loud, hoping that someone will spot me in the crowd. Don't ignore me, I say, if I'm not as good as you. Why it's happened, I don't have a clue. If I can't learn it your way, and that is often true, please let me learn it my way. Oh, please do. I have a host of abilities hidden behind my disability. I'm not proud, I'm not ashamed, and that I wish they would see. I wish they'd care enough to help me conquer my adversity with a little more honor and grace, and certainly lots of dignity. Thank you.
Wonderful. Very touching. Well, lovely poem. You've written it?
Yes.
Wow. So you got one more talent.
Those just come up.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely amazing. So yes, to all the parents out there still struggling to find the correct school for their child, it is an absolute struggle, because from experience, I can say so. So yes, try to find the best thing you can for your child. You're going to make mistakes. I did, sure, but you learn and you move on. So make the most of the facilities available. Make a choice that suits you and your child, and not the other way around. You have got to remember the school is there for you. You are not there for the school. So yes, you got to think about what the school has to offer for you. And so it's wonderful to know from the other side of the table. I mean, we as parents, we know our problems and our hassles in finding the school. So it was nice to hear from the school point of view what challenges the school faces. And the school has to meet the needs of the parents and the child. So thank you all this afternoon. And sorry for the delay. It got a little elongated. So thank you once more to everyone. And we'll see you all soon again.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Karen. Thank you for a lovely morning. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Karen. It was very nice.
Thank you, ma'am. I shall
Yeah,
end the
we should
meeting.
keep in touch, all of us, actually.
Lovely.
Yeah, because it will be exceptionally good for the kids.
Yes, we all
Yes.
here to learn from one another. Absolutely.
True. Very
The more
Thank
we
you.
learn, it is better.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.